Man, do we blame the coaches? Do we blame the quarterbacks? Do we blame the general managers? Do we blame the owners? We blame the expectations. That's what we blame. We blame the expectations. The problem at hand is that the expectations for rookie quarterbacks are far too high. Any rookie at anything is really not all that good. Sanchez, you know this. Sal, I try to convince you of this. I'm actually an intelligent human being.
You stop. I know you are.
But after my rookie year and my rookie class at the University of Texas, wouldn't have thought so. My only C in college was microeconomics. I got a 72. But why? Because I remember.
Humble brag.
I got a 72. I got a 72 because I had to get a 67 on the final just to pass.
Damn.
Right? Your boy's freaking out.
Prop 48.
But why? Because
he almost didn't make it.
So why though? Why? Because your boy goes from a private school with 12 students in the classroom to a public school with 450 students in the classroom. I go from an all-boys school to now a co-ed school. I got a lot of distractions. I got a much different environment.
That's your fault.
I told you that was my one C.
That was
my one C. So again, rookies at anything. Even still, my first time on this show as a rookie on television. Nervous, voice cracking, stuttering, etc. I blame the expectations. I don't blame Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Mac Jones, Justin Fields. I don't blame Belichick. I really don't fully blame Matt Nagy. I don't blame Urban Meyer. I blame the expectations, which are so high for rookies, they can't live up to them.
That's totally fair. I think there's some blame to go to each of those parts, whether it's the head coach calling the game, the coordinator, giving them free completions. I think a lot of it's on the quarterbacks because they've made similar plays to the ones that they're messing up in the league. But I'm going to piggyback on something that you talked about, and it's the expectations. But why are these expectations so high? So since 2008, before 2008, that's our line of demarcation, okay? Before 2008, it was totally normal to get your first-round draft pick quarterback and sit his ass the entire year.
Say it, bro.
That was what you did.
Yeah,
you know why?
That was the rule.
Because he had to learn. There are too many things that he's not prepared for. He's just not. And you can't do it without the experience in practice. You don't know what the locker room's like. You don't know what the road trips are like. You got to get into a routine. You got to learn how to watch film. You don't even, a lot of these guys coming in right now, they can't even draw up all the fronts that they're going to end up seeing, let alone the blitzes, let alone these coverages, these combo coverages. So what do? They sat him. Carson Palmer, Aaron Rodgers. But what happened in 2008? Joe Flacco, Matt Ryan, busted on the scene. Where'd they go? Playoffs, rookie year. 2009, what do? Sanchez, Stafford, boom, you got to play him. That's what happened last year. This is the new move. That changed the course of the NFL. I'm telling you, bro, that's when it happened.
Emoji.
Now, now the rule is, well, you got to play him. You picked him in the first round. You're paying him all that money. That's not true. Says who? Says who? That's become the new normal.
Wow.
I got a call. I'm going to take this.
Mustard on the beat, bro. You got to leave on that note. Your second take ain't going to be that. That was amazing. Okay, let me push back. Let me push back a little bit before I even get to my take on this. Peyton Manning started his rookie year before 2008. Troy Aikman.
I'm not saying it's
it happened. I wonder, but it became like a rule instead of just the outlier. I give you a lot of that respect. Okay. I'm blaming two things. Because, look, when you got a blame pie, you can't eat the whole pie. You got to take slices, right? So we can't just say coaching. We can't say personnel. Can't say quarterback. I'm going to say two things in particular. One is simple. The draft. The draft properly rewards the worst team. Now, the worst team is going to sit there and say, we want the most important position. So it's going to go for a quarterback, whether it's a reach or not. If there's anyone in consideration, anyone comparable at the top of the draft, take the quarterback. Tie goes to quarterback. Okay, you drafted a quarterback high in the draft on a bad team, obviously, because that's why you got the number one pick or top pick. Woo! He's good, but he's not good enough. I don't give a damn how good he is. Peyton Manning, we played him his rookie year. They were 3-13. He had 28 interceptions. We were laughing in our defensive meetings like, damn, he looks sorry for the number one pick. And Coach Wade Phillips kept saying, laugh now because you're going to cry later. And it happened that fast the next year for Peyton Manning. Now, other than the simple reason, I think the real reason, the complex reason, I would love to hear your response to this. I played defense in college, obviously. I get to the pros. Even my mind was blown by how complex the defense coverages, blitzes, all of our package became. And then I'm like, okay, this is hard for me to figure out, but I'm not going to lie to anybody. Playing defensive end, I don't have to know what all y'all doing.
Right.
I mean, it helps to know the flow of it. It helps to know what the offside is doing. Maybe they're going to throw the quarterback my way. But in particular, I didn't have to know what everyone was doing. Oh, excuse me, Mr. Quarterback, rookie processor just turning on and activating. Not only do you have to know what you have to do, all 11 on offense, everyone on defense, before the snap, pre-snap, post-snap, we're going to disguise what we showed you and be something different. We were talking about robbers and coverage and blitz packages, etc. All of that, and you have 2.5 seconds to figure it out, or it's your ass.
Oh, yeah.
That's a problem to me. It's through rewarding the worst teams and thinking we put a Band-Aid on everything with one quarterback. And then the defenses, they're just too complex to read.
I'm going to go in between and try to glue both of these takes together, which are phenomenal. First off, phenomenal.
Yes.
Like, real talk, like, you just made my week of television with that. I'm stealing it, and I will never credit you. But I'm telling you right now, phenomenal.
That's fair.
Now, with that being said, so I think you hit the nail on the head. The NFL wants this. They don't want rookie quarterbacks to fail, but they want parity. The NFL has created this. If you are the worst team, you get the first pick. Thus, you go to the worst situation. I created this full screen. I thought it was mind-blowing, but not as mind-blowing after what Sanchez said. Picks 1 through 9 versus picks 10 through 32, first-round picks since 2000. The quarterbacks in picks 1 through 9. If you look at it, picks 1 through 9, they have a 460 winning percentage, 33% winning percentage in the playoffs. Picks 10 through 32. They have a 500 winning percentage, a 526 winning percentage in the playoffs. Clearly, picks 10 through 32 were not better prospects than picks 1 through 9. But picks 10 through 32 go to better situations
100%.
than picks 1 through 9. That is why they succeed at a higher rate. In all honesty, and take this off so we can look at Sanchez. Sanchez is the only quarterback drafted from picks 1 through 9 to win a divisional game in his first 2 years.
I got an asterisk for that, though.
I don't care. You still get it. And so it's like there's a reason you look at Joe Burrow threw for 400 yards, but they didn't win no games. You look at Justin Herbert. He balled, but they didn't win no games. But then you look at a guy like Lamar Jackson. Instantly comes in and succeeds. You look at a guy like Patrick Mahomes. Now, obviously, they're superstars, but instantly come in and succeed. But the Mitch Trubisky's, the Daniel Jones, sure, maybe they're not as talented, or maybe they could just never overcome the circumstance.
That's a huge point that you made, but my 5th overall pick, they traded up from 15 or 16. You're 15 or 16, you know how fragile it is. Look at the Raiders this year. They're what, 2-1? 3-0. And they're right there. A razor's edge to be 1-2, right? That's your old school, 8-8, 9-7. Dude, 8-8, 9-7? I mean, you're right there. We're talking maybe 3 possessions, maybe a couple field goals, a handful of plays all season that change the trajectory of where you land at the end of the season. So the team picking me is very different from the team that just picked Zach Wilson. Are you kidding me?
I love that.
I mean, we had a veteran locker room. We just needed a quarterback. We had a veteran locker room, veteran defense, great defensive line. Rex put our defense in the top 5. We had the number 4 all-time rushing attack at that point in the league as a rookie. We're in 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, and we're handing off power with 2 running back, a fullback, 2 tight ends, and a receiver. Are you kidding me? Like,
it's a different animal.
It's a different animal, and that stuff plays a part. But some of these things, these guys are learning on the fly. Now it's okay. Who can catch up the fastest? Who can figure it out? Who's going to eliminate the mechanical errors the fastest? The no-brainer. Trying to do too much, put on the Superman cape and force a ball down the field on 1st and 10 in the red zone. What are we doing, guys? There's little mistakes that they can clean up, all of them across the board, and it looks a lot better. But still, ultimate team sport, these guys need a ton of help.
Let's talk about a little more of the mental makeup, because I know what you're saying in terms of that's not the headline when you go to a team that is really that close and all they need is a quarterback to be capable. That's not the headline. That's the content of the article. The headline is going to say, oh, we got a top pick. And in most situations, that comes with a bad team. Let's talk about the mental makeup, because I noticed this as a second rounder. And when I got drafted in the second round, I was disappointed. I don't know why, because I shouldn't have even been drafted drafted, I thought, going from the Ivy League, and people were telling me, oh, good luck. And then you start reading articles where you're going to go in the first round. But I was so thankful after I witnessed this. The first rounder was Antoine Smith. He was a running back. He's first day of practice. He's competing with Thurman Thomas, getting the same amount of reps as Thurman Thomas. That wasn't a problem. That made me feel a little disappointed. The good thing about it was when we left practice, they said, Antoine, come here. And he got pulled in every direction. And we had to go in the room. Marcellus, here's a few helmets to sign. 10. Here's for you, Antoine, 1,000. And I was like, dang, every day. And he was a running back, not even a quarterback. You go from being the man on campus, senior, whatever it is, to the next day you're at the bottom of the total pole until you're a top quarterback. Then all of a sudden they have you in rare air, but you haven't qualified for that. So now you're trying to like be a leader to guys who are looking at you like, dude, prove something. And you're getting pulled in every direction. I think in terms of you saying distraction, not necessarily distraction, but certainly not supporting you fully focusing on your task.
I just have one question then. Then what's the solution? Because we've been sitting up here going back and forth, back and forth. You were the top 5, Marcellus says it, the number 5 pick overall. Would you think that rookie quarterbacks should start on the bench? Do you think they should all start and just baptism by fire? Or do you think every team should have to go on a case-by-case basis and figure it out?
It's got to be case-by-case because you got to look at the surrounding talent. You got to look at not just your draft position, but really who's on the team. Who's he throwing to? Who's the coordinator? Have we drafted? Have we developed a quarterback before? Do we really know what we're doing yet? You know, you got to understand his skill set, how he's going to fit in your system. I do think it's a case-by-case scenario. But, you know, one of the most important things that Marcellus touched on, these guys are going from college, okay? You know, are you going to the, Winter Invitational with Susie? Or, how'd you do on the math test? And, man, I got a paper to write. To a locker room with grown men, and now you're 22 years old with multi-millions of dollars in your bank account, and you're expected at 22 years old to just suddenly be the face of this franchise and have the discernment and decision-making skills of a 65-year-old Supreme Court justice, overnight. And that's not realistic. So these expectations have grown and grown and grown, and it's a little unrealistic.
There's a reason I got a C in microecon.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Just the adjustment period.
Susie at the dance.
Susie at the dance, the co-ed school. Got him.
I know. Boy, your parents should have put you in that all-boys school. You weren't prepared.